So welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K24 Next Gen. And in today's video, we have our final trading every player rebuild of NBA 2K24. And it's going to be the Toronto Raptors. Now, I don't want to get all sad and weary about this, but you guys know how much I love this series. It seems like you guys have been really enjoying it as well. And when I say it's the last one of these, it's the last one obviously kind of in the current era. I could do this in other eras if you really want to see it. It's going to be a little bit different for obvious reasons, but if it's something you really want to see, just make sure to let me know. I'd be happy to do it. Just give it a little trial run. I'm sure many of you know the way these videos work, but one last time I will explain it just in case you do not. Before year one kicks off, I have to trade away every single player currently on the Toronto Raptors. At no point in time may any of them come back. And obviously the end goal is to win a championship. I know I've said it in the last few of these rebuilds, but really just want to say a big thank you to you guys. The support throughout this series has been absolutely fantastic. Just the support in general has been great. I really do appreciate it, and I'm very much looking forward to whatever series we do come up with next. So if you guys have any ideas, of course, let me know down below in the comment section. But yeah, man, we are doing the Toronto Raptors right now. They are our last team. I didn't wait to do the Raptors because they're a bad team. I mean, they're not a good team, but you understand what I'm saying. I waited to do the Raptors because I had done a lot of Raptors rebuilds, between the Pascal Siakam trade, OG Anunoby trade. I think I had done one other even before those. So that's why I waited, for those of you who are wondering. But can't wait anymore, man. Let's get into it. As we just said, we cannot wait any longer, man. Let's get into our final one of these trading every player rebuilds. Now, clearly this Raptors roster looks a lot different than it did, I guess, at the start of the actual NBA season, if you will. Made two really big trades. One with the New York Knicks, sending them OG Anunoby. The other with the Indiana Pacers, sending them Pascal Siakam. So there are still some good pieces here. Unfortunately, those two really good players are not. But we are going to go ahead and get right into this. So Scotty Barnes is still in his rookie contract, only making $8 million. If I can maybe combine him with a guy like Gary Trent Jr., get a few more offers. Yeah, we have 16 here. This feels fine. So Scotty Barnes kind of the new face of the franchise, if you will, for the Toronto Raptors. So we'll scroll through all 16 of these offers with the eyes closed, and we'll stop right about now. And it's going to be a trade with the Charlotte Hornets. Mark Williams and Miles Bridges. Definitely not my favorite trade in the world. But you know what, man? There's a part of these challenges that I really don't like because I don't have any say, but it definitely makes it a lot more exciting. So RJ Barrett will be next, kind of one of the main pieces coming back in the deal with OG Anunoby. Let's go ahead and see what we got here for, I don't know, probably nothing too great if I had to imagine. Stop. It is Michael. Okay, that's actually not bad. Michael Porter Jr. and Jalen Pickett for RJ Barrett. I don't hate this deal. I don't. I'm not going to lie to you. Michael Porter Jr., I think, can definitely be a valuable member on a potential championship caliber team. So I'm really excited about that. Jakob Poeltl, we're going to trade him next. If I trade him and Emmanuel quickly, do I have a lot of offers? 15. 15 feels like an acceptable number. So we'll scroll through here. Hopefully, might be one of our last big trades. Stop right now. One to the left. How about it? And that is Brook Lopez and Marjon Beauchamp, or it would have been Lonzo and Andre Drummond. Yeah, I mean, 35-year-old Brook Lopez doesn't really excite me too much. Marjon Beauchamp, I guess, is a nice young piece, but not really a needle mover in my opinion. Kelly Olynyk was an acquisition at the deadline. They made a trade with the Utah Jazz. They also went ahead, and where the hell is he? He is right here. Chai Agbaje. We'll do these two in a deal together. Maybe land somebody at least relatively valuable, whether it's now or in the future. Who knows? 3, 2, and a 1. And that is going to be Jordan Hawkins and Larry Nance Jr. from the New Orleans Pelicans. It is what it is. Jordan Hawkins, maybe a little bit of potential there. See if we can develop him nicely. Bruce Brown, I'm actually going to move to shooting guard. I think that overall should jump up a few. 80 actually goes up to an 81 at small forward. So I guess cheating the system a little bit, if you will. Bruce Brown, we're going to trade him and Grady Dick, who's only 19 years old. 9 trade offers here, hopefully landing on something at least relatively valuable. Stop. And that is Robert Williams and Matisse Thybulle from the Portland Trailblazers. Yeah, it's not my favorite trade in the world. Ultimately, I can live with it. I definitely did not want to get Bradley Beal for like the 100th time. So I'm fine with Rob Will, Matisse Thybulle. I feel like we have a lot of centers on this team now. Which, holy shit, yes, we do. So, yeah, that's definitely something at some point in time. Jordan Nora, will do him, and Chris Boucher, who I also thought was a name that could have been moved at the deadline. Ultimately did not. We'll scroll right now through, 17 offers, whatever it was. Stop here. One to the right this time. Rocco and Mo Bamba. Oh, good. Give me another center. This would have been even better with the Timberwolves, but no, I needed Rocco and Mo Bamba. Okay, now we've kind of moved away a lot of like the bigger names, more valuable pieces, if you will. Just going through some of the names right now. Jalen McDaniels actually might... Oh, Jalen McDaniels and then I think Garrett Temple, because I don't trade the two-way guys. So that should be it. Correct me if I'm wrong. I hope I'm not wrong. But final trade is going to be with the... Oh, good. Just another center. Oh, my God. Lindy Walters has been trending recently on Twitter, if you haven't realized that. Go look it up. All right, man. I think we're pretty much all set. We are clearly going to have to move some positions around because if my math is correct, Jalen Pickett is our 1-point guard, and no disrespect to him, it's probably not going to cut it. What I am going to do right now, and some of you don't like when I do this, some of you don't give a shit, I'm going to sign a free agent. I know I did in the last Trading Every Player rebuild as well. I don't want to do this, but I can't have Jalen Pickett running my starting point guard spot. It's just not going to work for me. So I've gotten Jalen Noel a lot. I'm not going to do that. Killian Hayes, if we had the money for... Oh, we actually do. You know what? I'll give Killian Hayes a 2-year contract. I know it's not necessarily smart, but what the hell? Why not? Former lottery pick. Clearly relatively a bust at this point. So welcome to the team. Let's set the rotation. I have a feeling this is going to be a very interesting first season for us here in Toronto. I went ahead and checked just to confirm. Our first round pick is currently owned by the Philadelphia 76ers. It is top 5 protected. I cannot remember what trade that's from. I can't remember all of them. And yeah, I mean, there's a possibility we're in the top 5. I'm not saying it's a guarantee, but it's definitely not too far-fetched. Killian Hayes, Jordan Hawkins going to be my backcourt here. MPJ at the 3. I'm starting Bridges at the 4. Mark Williams at the 5. It's just made a lot of sense to me based on age, I think, overall talent, fit, everything like that. That's why the starting 5 is the way that it is. Brook Lopez actually moved to the backup power forward spot. Him versus Rob Will. If I have to play one of them at the 4, it's going to be Lopez just because he can actually shoot the ball a little bit. Rob will be my backup center, though. We got Matisse Thybulle in here. Actually moved him to my backup shooting guard spot. Marjan Beauchamp is my backup 3. I actually want to swap these minutes. I want to get a few more to Beauchamp. And then Jalen Pickett as my backup point guard, rounding out my 10-man rotation. So, you know, it feels like it's becoming a common occurrence throughout these rebuilds. And obviously it's coming to an end now, but I get so many centers, like Larry Nance Jr., Mo Bamba is here. Bismack Biyombo is even, I guess, back in Toronto. And I don't know why. Maybe there's just more names available on the trade market when I make the moves, but why can't I get like an overload of point guards one time? Come on, man. But yeah, no, this team's not good. We're going to be very, very bad. I hope we are bad. So bad that we are potentially in the top 5 because I want my draft pick. I'll see you guys at the end of year 1. A painful first season has finally come to an end. Thank God, I might add. We went 27-55. I am assuming, which is a very dangerous thing to do, that that is going to be bad enough for a potential top 5 pick. Hopefully, because I want my goddamn draft pick. Luka Doncic, a 34.5-point triple-double. Yeah, it's going to take home the MVP. Victor Wembanyama, Russell Westbrook. Victor Wembanyama again. Paul Reed, most improved. Anthony Edwards, clutch player of the year. Ty Lue, head coach of the Los Angeles Clippers, as your coach of the year. Definitely a possibility in real life. All right, let's see where we fell. I just want to make sure, just numbers-wise. Okay, we were the second worst team in the East, and we would be projected the 3rd overall pick right now. So tied with the bottom 2 teams with the same odds at the number 1 overall pick. Hopefully this goes well for us because I need it. I do. Okay, here are the numbers. Michael Porter Jr. Miles Bridges is an interesting one for me because, you know, although I don't necessarily think he's a great human being, he definitely has, you know, some value here in 2K. And the annoying thing about him is that he's entering unrestricted free agency because he accepted his qualifying offer in real life. And just basically meaning I have no rights to him whatsoever. So I can't re-sign him or anything like that. I can't negotiate a contract. So that's why I don't love getting Miles Bridges in these rebuilds, of course, on top of the other few things. Jordan Hawkins had an incredible season for us. 15 points a game, our 3rd leading scorer. Now, Killian Hayes was our 4th leading scorer, so take that as you will. Mark Williams, Brook Lopez, Marjan Beauchamp, Rob Will, Matisse Thybulle, and Jalen Pickett rounding out the top 10. Mark Williams led us in boards and assists the Frenchman himself, Mr. Killian Hayes. So, unfortunately, I don't think a championship is in the realm of possibility for us this year. But let's go ahead and sim through these playoffs today. Celtics and a Nuggets finals. Jaylen Brown balling out. Maybe a possibility in real life. Who knows? And the Nuggets, if the Celtics just blow a 3-1 lead, I would cry myself. I would never watch basketball again as a Celtics fan. I would never watch basketball again if that actually happened. Jokic goes technically back-to-back. Holy shit, those numbers are insane. Finals MVP. Okay. It is off-season time. We finally have kind of full control of our destiny. Popovich, I'll override his retirement. Give him one more year with Victor Wembanyama. Ooh, BBL Kyle Lowry getting his jersey retired. I didn't even see that he retired with the Toronto Raptors. And this is kind of the moment of truth for us right now, right? I mean, if we end up somehow falling out of the top 5, I might put a hole in my monitor right now. I'm not kidding. Let's see what happens. It might be the first time in such a long time that this game has actually blessed me. Typically, this game just bends me over, and it does not give me anything well. But in our final Trading Every Player rebuild, it gives me the #1 overall pick. Hell fucking yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I am talking about. Darko actually has some pretty good ratings, so we're going to give him another year now that we can kind of control what the team looks like. Not saying he's 100% going to be here the entire video, but the man's under contract, and he has pretty good ratings. So the first... Oh, wait. We also have 10 from the Indiana Pacers from the Pascal Siakam trade. I'm surprised the Pacers were so bad. That's big as well. That's definitely not a nothing draft pick. I didn't even see that. That's absolutely huge. That's going to be fantastic. Now, in terms of any moves I could make, I potentially have one or two. I don't think there's anything franchise-altering that's going to come right now, but I guess never say never. I'm pulling off a very big trade with the Charlotte Hornets, and maybe it's not exactly what you guys thought you were going to see, because I just mentioned there's probably no franchise-altering trades, and then I go ahead and I make one. But it's going to be picking up LaMelo Ball, who's only 22 years old. Now, we are giving up the first overall pick, which is definitely a hefty price to pay, but I feel like whoever we did draft at #1 is not going to make the impact that LaMelo Ball is potentially going to make in the 2 years remaining that we have in this video. So we need a point guard desperately. Killian Hayes is definitely not running it back as our starting point guard. I'm happy to have LaMelo here. Now, I also strongly considered this one with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Evan Mobley just feels like a guy I do get from time to time, and honestly, if we're looking at like big men, power forward, center, I don't need that nearly as much as I do a point guard. So, and we get Trey Mann. So welcome to the team, both of you. We are giving up Brook Lopez in this deal. That's not the end of the world. Now, we still do have the 10th overall pick, so could draft somebody there that potentially could be kind of an impact player for us, if you will. Isaiah Collier could come in, be my backup point guard. Jacoby Walter here as well. So we have options right now. I'm thinking Isaiah Collier is probably going to be my guy. He's a guy I've drafted in the past, and it's actually gone relatively... Oh, Dalton connects here. Tennessee guy, right? Yes, he is. So for me, I think it's going to be Collier. Jacoby Walter, though, I feel like could be valuable. You know what? I feel like I've never really drafted Jacoby Walter. Mitch Richmond, what's Collier's? Russell Westbrook. I will say this. If I didn't just make a trade for LaMelo, Isaiah Collier is probably my guy. And my philosophy is and has always been that if you are a bad team, right, if you're like a dog shit, #1 overall pick caliber team, you should draft the best player available. Maybe you shouldn't draft the best fit. Now, I don't know. I'm not going to get into a bidding war between Collier and Walter right now. I don't really know who's going to be the better player. I'm not going to pretend I watch a shit ton of college basketball. But Jacoby Walter feels like he's maybe a bigger need for this team. So he's going to be my pick. Maybe it's the right pick. Maybe it's the wrong pick. I've never really drafted him before, and I certainly have Collier. So 76 overall for Mr. Jacoby Walter. Welcome to the team. Williams and Beauchamp will definitely both be coming back. And we look at Jonty. No, we're good here. Everybody else. Okay, all set. So I know that Bridges is going to be an unrestricted free agent, and in all likelihood, we're just not going to be able to bring him back. It's unfortunate, but it's just the way things go because the man signed a qualifying offer, and unfortunately, we just don't have the money to get him back. So he's pretty much gone, and I obviously traded Brook Lopez, which does leave a pretty big hole at my power forward spot. I know I just gave a whole speech about how we're kind of all set there, but we are not. But we do have two centers here, and I definitely don't need both of them as they are both still relatively young and definitely valuable. And other than that, figuring out the starting shooting guard spot's definitely something I want to do. Now, Jordan Hawkins had a fantastic rookie season for us. I don't want to discredit what he did, but is he a starter on a championship caliber team throughout a 3-year rebuild window? That I'm not 100% sure of yet. So we definitely have some options in which directions we can go. MPJ was our leading scorer. He was fantastic for us. I like Beauchamp at the backup spot there a lot as well. So, yeah, I don't know. We're definitely going to have some big decisions to make. Oh my God! We talked about maybe going out and getting Evan Mobley, and we did exactly that. Now, I paid a very hefty price. Robert Williams, Marjon Beauchamp, and I did include literally every single first-round pick we have right now, which could come back, maybe bite me in the ass, but we're getting a really good young player who I almost made a really big trade for. And yeah, that's our future power forward. So Mark Williams over Robert Williams was really just a decision. He was 4 years younger, relatively same overall. He's making a whole lot less money, and that contract Rob Will is on really matched up nicely with Mobley. So, I didn't want to trade Marjon Beauchamp, but, with me going ahead and drafting Jacoby Walter as well, I ultimately really do think that we're going to be able to slide him into the backup small forward spot. So, we still do have to figure out who is going to be our starting shooting guard. That I really don't know. Hawkins might honestly take it for one more season if I can't pull off a bigger trade, but we're in a really good spot right now that we definitely weren't last season, so I'm really happy. In terms of, yes, it's just Rocco, that's what I thought. So I do want to figure out something for the shooting guard spot. Now, what trade is that going to be? I'm still not sure, but I definitely don't have a lot of draft assets. I actually don't have any at all right now, so it's probably not going to be some superstar that we're going to make a trade for. Big trade coming, and it's going to be with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Killian Hayes, Matisse Thybulle, Lindy Walters II, and Jalen Pickett are all going to Minnesota for Naz Reid and Duncan Robinson. Now, I know for a fact I do not necessarily need another center, but Naz Reid going to be an extremely valuable bench piece for me. Duncan Robinson likely going to be my backup shooting guard coming off the bench. Now you might look and say, why are you making this trade? It's relatively simple. Duncan Robinson has a team option next year for around $19.5 million, meaning I'm going to be able to maybe match that up with some bigger contracts heading into our final offseason. So that's kind of my thought process behind this one. I did not really want to bring back Killian Hayes. Matisse Thybulle would have been a fine piece to bring back, but we got younger. I think we're going to get better long-term. And then Walters and Pickett were really not long-term options here as well. So not giving up a single draft pick, that feels like an absolute home run of a trade. We're good with Ball and Mann. We're good with Robinson and Hawkins. Hawkins is going to start. MPJ, Jacoby Walter, we do need to find ourselves a backup power forward. I could just maybe trade Larry Nance and then, I don't know, sign somebody. I mean, who are the free agents here, right? Who are my options? I like Dario Saric. Precious Achua. I technically could bring him back because he wasn't a Raptor when this video started. Just an idea. But Dario Saric is never really somebody I get a lot, and I'd definitely be interested in going out and signing him. So I guess he wants to come. Welcome to the team. All right, so we're just going to pick up another draft pick when we go ahead and make a trade with Larry Nance. Saric, welcome to the team, improving that bench a little bit. I'm really excited about kind of the outlook on this team. Now, clearly, we don't have our first round pick this year, or really any year, to be honest with you, but we've definitely set ourselves up well. Thank you very much for 2 future first round picks. I am happy. I will see you guys at the start of year 2. Ready to kick off year 2 for us here in Toronto, and what an offseason it was. After landing the #1 overall pick, we went ahead and made so many major trades and have really set this team up to possibly be a contender this season. So I'm not sure if that's exactly how it's going to go, but we are certainly going to be better than last season. This team is, I love it. LaMelo Ball, Jordan Hawkins, Michael Porter Jr., Evan Mobley, whose overall is going down for some reason. That I have no idea why, but it is. Mark Williams rounds out our starting 5. Jacoby Walter is going to be my 6th man. That's based off potential. That's based off fit. Mostly the fact that I don't like big men as 6 men, so he's going to be getting the majority, I guess, maybe 2 more minutes than what Naz Reid. Our number 7 guy is going to be are his eyes closed? Come on, 2K. Dario Saric's going to be behind him. You got Trey Mann in here as well, and then Duncan Robinson kind of rounding out our rotation. Funny enough, and I don't know what's up with 2K on this, so Duncan Robinson's a 76 overall, which is what, 2 overalls lower, so we're seeing a little bit of regression, which is a little strange. The game wants Gary Harris to not only get minutes over Robinson, but they want him to start and play 26 a night. Not happening. This game is interesting to me. It never fails to surprise me, but this team's in a good spot, much, as I mentioned, better than last season. Can we win a championship? Time will tell. I'll see you guys at the end of year 2. We wanted a better season, and we got a better season. We go 54-28 this year. It is absolutely fantastic. I think that's like 1 game, I guess, off from last year if he did a 180 with our record, which is just, it's great. Nikola Jokic, not a triple-double like Luka had in year 1, but a very impressive season for now the 2-time finals MVP, if you will. Robert Dillingham, I'm assuming, replaced LaMelo Ball. He did as their #1 overall pick. Had an absolutely fantastic rookie season. What the fuck? What? This fucking game. Wembanyama, Dyson Daniels. Okay. I don't like to go on rants, but these are not most improved player numbers. I know everything went up, and on paper, that's great. I don't know. Tyrese Maxey, Clutch Player of the Year. JB Bickerstaff, Head Coach of Cleveland Cavaliers, is your Coach of the Year. Okay, let's see where we fell. We are the 2 seed here in the East. Very much in the mix of some of the top teams in all of basketball. I think we had the 3rd best record. Here are how the numbers kind of shook out this year. LaMelo Ball leading us in scoring. Evan Mobley, Michael Porter Jr., Jordan Hawkins, Williams, Reid, Walter, Saric, Mann, and then Robinson. Rebounds a game is going to be Mark Williams, and assists LaMelo Ball. We are facing a play-in team. That play-in team is going to be the Philadelphia 76ers. I'm sorry, I'm just curious. Who in the hell... That makes a little sense. Just play LeBron at the... I don't even know. I don't even know what you want to do there. I actually don't know. You have to find a way to get Powell into the starting 5, though. All right, here is the look at the Philadelphia 76ers. They have Russell Westbrook on their team now. Tyrese Maxey, Thierry Darling. I'm probably butchering the pronunciation there. My bad. Tobias Harris, Joel Embiid. Got Tyus Jones off the bench. This is a good team. They definitely have the best player in the series. We are currently down 3-0. This is not going well. And we get swept. Feels very similar to yesterday's video, and I'm not really liking it so far. But yesterday's video did end with a championship, so I'll live with it. It is a Pelicans and a Bucks finals. Very interesting. Bucks go on to win it all. Giannis gets his 2nd career finals MVP, and I'm assuming Dame got a championship as well. That's pretty cool. Okay, wow. I'm actually surprised LeBron didn't retire at all throughout the course of this video, so I don't have to override it. Unfortunately, I cannot override Greg Popovich's retirement twice. Now we look at the draft lottery. I know damn well we don't have any picks in here, but we'll just sim through it. Just to show you guys, it is the Rockets, the Spurs. Oh, good. Give the Spurs another high draft pick. Rockets again, Jazz, and then the Bulls. Staff signing is here. I'm going to move on. I'm not going to get Stauffer, but I am going to get somebody else. I think I'm between Joe Mazzulla and Mark Daignault. I think those are my two options right now. I'm going to go offer Mazzulla a big fat contract first, and then I'm going to do the same thing with Mark Daigneault. Hopefully at least one of them accepts because I really need them to. Mazzulla. Oh, wait. No, I'm actually going to take Joe Mazzulla. Call it my Celtics bias. His ratings are technically better in the game, so sue me. Let's head up to the draft right now and see what we got. Do we have anything at all? I don't think so. No, we do not. Which is fine. We weren't going to draft anybody significant anyways. Williams coming back. Reed declines. Hawkins coming back. And then this is the key. This is why we traded for him last offseason. We're picking up the option here on Duncan Robinson. Trey Mann, Evan Mobley, both entering free agency. Definitely don't want to lose either of them for nothing. And then, yeah, I mean, it's just about re-signing our guys and hopefully going out and really getting everybody back that we wanted. So I'm not saying this exact team's going to run it back, but we are definitely not going to make probably too many major changes. I'm in a really kind of good spot right now with kind of the outlook on this team, though. I know last season, especially the playoffs, didn't necessarily end the way we wanted it to, but I really do think we're maybe 1 or 2 trades away. I'm working on a deal right now with the Memphis Grizzlies to see if we can acquire Desmond Bane. I think he'd obviously be an upgrade in this starting 5. Now, don't get me wrong. I think we had a perfectly fine option with Jordan Hawkins. But just in terms of that overall, I didn't know if it was high enough to actually, win a championship with. So he's going to be fine, potentially a 6-man for me. I'm perfectly acceptable having him in this rotation somewhere. But ultimately, I did think we needed an upgrade. And now we do need to find ourselves a backup power forward. So the options here, a guy like Saddiq Bey is an option. Honestly, I think he's probably the guy. Actually, no, I got him in a video yesterday, didn't I? So Obi Toppin's actually going to be my answer today. I don't like getting the same guys in videos, especially back-to-back. So Obi Toppin's going to be my answer as the new backup power forward. I'm going with it, man. This is the team we are heading into battle with and hopefully going to win a championship with. I'll see you guys at the start of the 3rd and final regular season. It's year 3 here in Toronto. We had a very good regular season last year just to get swept in the first round of the playoffs by a play-in team. Now, that's not good. We made some moves to hopefully kind of adjust to that. Along with some progression, I think we're in a really good spot, and I'm really confident heading into our final regular season. So LaMelo Ball remains our starting point guard. New addition here of Desmond Bane at our 2, MPJ still here at the 3. Mobley still at the 4. Mark Williams rounds out our starting 5, remaining at our center position. Bench unit, Jacoby Walter going to be my 6th man. It's what the game suggests. Actually, technically, it's Naz Reid, but you understand what I'm saying. Naz Reid will be right behind him. Obi Toppin, new addition. Jordan Hawkins, I wanted to consider him as a 6-man. Unfortunately, just the overall is not there. I'm going with what the game is kind of suggesting relatively for the rotation, just because you tend to do better when that happens. I don't know why. It's just the way it is. Trey Mann rounds out as a backup point guard. So this is the team. I mean, as I mentioned, great regular season last year. I suspect we're going to have a very similar, if not better, regular season than last year. We just got to put on our big boy pants, go win the damn thing in the postseason. So let's go through this final regular season of our trading every player rebuilds. I'll see you guys at the end of it. Luka Doncic wins his 2nd MVP of this video. More importantly, we have our best regular season record yet at 62-20. I know I said more importantly, but I also don't really give a shit about the regular season. Those are just mind-blowing numbers from Luka Doncic. I mean, that would have to statistically be one of the best seasons in NBA history, right? VJ Edgecombe is your Rookie of the Year. He is a Brooklyn Net. Cam Thomas is still in New York, just now in a Knicks jersey instead of a Nets jersey. He's your 6th man of the year. Get this man in the starting lineup somewhere. Victor Wembanyama, let's just rename the award at this point, right? Stephon Cassell, Most Improved. Steph Curry, Clutch Player of the Year. Mark Daigneault, Head Coach of the 65-win Oklahoma City Thunder, your Coach of the Year. So I don't know. Hopefully I made the right decision with my coach. But yeah, I mean, we're the only team with, I guess, 49-plus wins in the Eastern Conference. Here's a look at the West if you'd like to pause. It's insane to me that a team with 38 wins is getting into the play-in. Now, I don't really know why the Celtics or the Heat have only 38, 39 wins, but I still think that's asinine. If you're below 500, you should just automatically be eliminated from any sort of playoff contention. That's just my kind of take on it. I don't think you had a good enough regular season to be in there. Now, things obviously fall one way or another. I get it. Just my take. Here are the numbers. So everything's looking good. We added a 20-point-per-game scorer in Desmond Bane, MPJ, Mobley, Walter, Williams, Reed, Hawkins, Toppin, and Mann. Boards per game is going to be Mark Williams, and assists LaMelo Ball, double-double on the air. Okay, we are the 1 seed for the first time in this video. We are facing the play-in Celtics, who, although I don't think have any business being a play-in team, they are. They won, 39, 38 games this year? We should beat them on paper. Maybe not with the balance of teams, but with the standings, everything that goes without being said, we should win this series. We sweep. I was not expecting a sweep. What do we get a sweep? I'll take it. Defending champion Milwaukee Bucks, seen a little bit of overalls decrease with Damian Lillard, Chris Middleton. But, they still have Giannis. They still have Dame Middleton still here as well. Cole Anthony, 6-man off the bench. This is still a very talented team, and I'm definitely not saying it's going to be easy. So, what is going on? What? I'm not going to question it. We already got blessed once in this video. I'm not going to question it again. It is another playing team here with the Miami Heat. Josh Richardson, Tyler Hero, you got Jimmy Butler. Kyle Kuzma's a new addition to this team. Still got Jaime Jaquez Jr. in here. So this is a talented group. I suspect we will probably lose a game at some point. What the fuck is happening? Don't question it. Do not question it. What are those numbers? What? Those are... Timeout. If this... this is just a general B5 with Chuki. I don't want to spend too much time on this. But if you're telling me that LaMelo Ball is the most valuable player with numbers like those from that conference finals, and we swept them, what does that say? Right? There's no way, respectfully, 13 points, 5.5 boards, 9 assists. 9 assists is great, don't get me wrong, but 40% from the field, 28% from three. You're telling me not only is that the most valuable player throughout an Eastern Conference series on a winning team, but it's also a sweep? I find that a little hard to believe. That's just 2K. We've yet to lose a game. I don't know. This has definitely happened to me at least once before. It doesn't feel like it's going to be one of those days where it happens again, because I suspect we're going to lose at least one game to the best team in the league, according to the records. And the Oklahoma City Thunder, we have to, right? Okay, there we go. Finally. I don't want to lose a game. It just felt very, very weird that I hadn't lost a game to that point. We do go on to win 4 straight after that. LaMelo Ball, a much better finals than he had Eastern Conference finals. And we do get a championship to wrap off and clean out the trading every player rebuild. I'm very sad it's coming to an end. We had 980 plus overalls on this team, which is always fantastic to see. It's very appealing to the eyes. So, Trey, man, 1 overall, man. We would have had 10. Would have been great. But no, this was a great way to end it. I was very happy with how this one came out. I was a little bit concerned with how that team was going to look initially when we started out year 1 after all the trades with the team that we had, because Killian Hayes starting on a team is not really ever a good sign. No disrespect, obviously. All right, man, that's it for me. Once again, just want to say a big thank you to all you guys for the support throughout this series. We are always looking for new series ideas, new video ideas, whatever it may be, whatever you guys have, let me know down below in the comment section. Once again, big thank you to you guys. That's it for me, man. As always, thank you so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.